Hey guys, time to extract honey. Welcome to Rob Family Farm again on YouTube. So what we're doing is we're starting to go through these hives, and any of them that are capped 80% or somewhere around in there in the frames, we're going ahead and pulling them. We're going to extract them. So like that one right there, pretty capped. That side's not as much, but we're going to go ahead and pull this frame. All we do is pull it, brush the bees off. Little bee brush. Just kind of brushing them off real easy. This brush is real forgiving. It kind of keeps you from hurting the bees. Get them off. Then you put the frames in whatever. We're using the Hive Butler. I bought one of these. I bought two of them actually a while back, and gave one to our preacher for all the help he helps us with, and he used it over the weekend and loved it. So we are going to try ours today. There's another one, pretty fully capped. The more of these bees you can get off here in the hive, the less you take back home with you, or wherever you're extracting honey. For us, it's going to be in the basement, so we don't want to take them.
I'm sure my kittens won't like that.
You know what?
I'm sure my kittens won't like that.
Yeah, the cats in the basement won't appreciate the bees. Cause
There's another one still in there.
Alright, but that's all we're going to do is go through. Pull any of them that are 80%. And then I'll pick y'all back up once we get inside at the actual decapping and extractor. Alright guys. Lighting's a little sucky, but it's our first time, so this is our makeshift honey. We're in the basement. But it's working pretty good though. We've got 40 frames we pulled today, and that's only 6 of the 12 hives. One of the hives was a dead out actually, and wax moth had gotten in the bottom and destroyed it, but the top super still had good honey in it. So we went ahead and pulled that whole super. But here's the Hive Butler. Y'all have seen it in a previous video when I first used it. And what I do is I'll take the hot knife, and I'll cut off what it'll get. Anything it misses, that sounds pretty good. Anything misses, I'll take these decapping forks or knives, or I don't know what they call them, decapping tools, and I'll just get the edges real quick. Point is, you got to get the cappings off, otherwise the honey don't spin out. So as long as you break that seal the cell, the honey will run out. Also, the less of the wax that you take off, the less they got to work at building up. They can just repair it and start packing it again, and they don't have to build as much. So as long as it's clean looking, you can see through it like you can right there with that light. I'm going to leave it on the hive. That one's done. Put it down in our extractor. Old extractor. I don't know how old this thing is, but it's working good. It came with those, as I showed y'all before, with the hives that we purchased, that hives and everything we purchased from a friend. Just going through and doing the same thing over and over again. Run the knife down them, take the decapping tool, get any caps the knife don't get. Put on the extractor. This is a 9-frame extractor, so you put 9 frames in at one time. It won't hold deeps. Some of the newer ones. The ones the friend has, the preacher, it'll hold deeps, mediums, and shallows. So I'll go through and fill up the extractor, and then I'll pick y'all back up, and I'll show you how I hand crank that extractor. Alright guys, I've got 9 frames decapped, put down in here. So now, old school way, hand crank. All I do is start off slow, get her going. And I'll go back the other way one time and then go back forward one time. And they're usually done by then. Those 9 were. This is only the second time that I've done a full 9 in this extractor. Oh, we gotta drain some. Yeah. Alright, we went that way. I had to stop. I had to start draining it because it was full. Now I'm going to go backwards one time, and then I'll go back forward one time. So actually 3 spins, and usually it's spun out by then. I'll go back forward one more time and then we'll be done. Usually I'll check the frames to make sure they're empty. Check the frames. You can tell they're empty when you pick them up, but they're empty. Doing the Saturday chores. Saturday task today is gotta get the chickens fed, the tractor moved, and then we're gonna finish extracting the last 5 hives of honey. We did 6 the other day. One of them was a dead out that had capped honey in it, but we got 37 frames of honey, which equaled out to about 8 gallons. We're still straightening off some of the cappings, but So far we got 8 gallons of honey out of those. We're gonna do the other 5 this morning. And then this evening, tomorrow's Father's Day, so I don't know. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there if I can get this posted this evening. Then happy Father's Day to all of y'all. But we're gonna get the honey extracted and then probably cut some grass. I need this chicken coop out here. I need to get them pallets out from under it and get it set on the ground like I want to. I don't know if it'll get done today. See how the extracting goes and the grass cutting. We got storms moving in late this evening and tomorrow and Monday. So whatever I can get done before it starts raining, it's probably all I'll get done until probably Tuesday. But right now, we went and got one of these 5-gallon waters for the chicken tractor chickens, because the little water over here, we just having to fill it up 3 times a day for the first 2 days. So I went and bought one of these big waters for them, because them being out where they're at, I guess it makes them go through more. Alright, got the food and water in there. That's where they were at. You can see I started down there, drug them all the way up to right there. Then I actually drug them across that bare spot and turned it. Now I'm gonna drag them up through here. You see the grass is kind of thin. So I'm gonna drag them up through there. And then probably up that hill to the power pole right there. Turn, come back down, and then out into the pasture. There's 18 in there. I move them about twice a day, so it'll probably be by next weekend we get them in the pasture. And probably the Saturday after that, we will be processing them, so they won't get a whole lot of pasture time. But once I process these, I'll go get some more, depending on how processed everything goes. Something we want to do. All right, guys. We got all the honey extracted out of the hives. We got the first set. We did 6. I had one that was dead out with wax moss. Had it tore the hive apart, so I've got it tore apart. I got to clean it up. I had to torch all the larvae and stuff so they wouldn't be born. Now I just got to scrape it up, clean it up, make sure that everything's out of it. And then on those 6, counting the dead out, we got 37 frames, and we're probably looking at about 9 gallons of honey out of that. And then the last set, there was 6. One of the 6 was only a split. I didn't have a super on it yet. I did put a super on it today, though. And I had another dead out with wax moss on that one. So I've got some cleaning up to do. All that stuff that I've showed you on the videos of the old boxes and frames and stuff that I bought with all the hives that I bought back in December. Just a bunch of old wax and junk in there. So my next 2 weeks is getting all that cleaned up and sorted out. That way I'm not attracting a bunch of wax moss in the area. But I've got the hives I did go through, I didn't see no other wax moss except the 2 hives, and they just destroyed them. So don't know why, don't know how it got that bad, but out of those ones I did, we got we pulled 15 frames out of that. We have yet to extract it, but the 8 or 9 or 10 gallons of honey we got out of the first extraction, we're bottling now. And it's just, this is a regular old food grade bucket, and all I did was bought a bunch of honey gates, drill a hole in it, and all you do is just lift it up, pour the liquid gold in there. And what I did to get exactly where I needed to fill the honey to in these jars, because these are 1 pound jars, and so I wanted to make sure I was filling the honey up to the right amount and not cheating anybody, just to be honest about it. Is right at the bottom of the neck. And this is our first time actually bottling, so I don't know if it's like that with all honey jars, but so what I did is I took a lid and a jar and I weighed it, teared it out, and then I'd fill this up with honey to where I thought it was, weighed it, and made sure it was 1 pound. And that's where we're getting it, right there at 1 pound. So, there we go. Honey on the backside.
I'll clean it off.
But really just going through little by little. Whenever we got some spare time, already got people asking everywhere, as most beekeepers do probably, small people like us. When's the honey ready? When's the honey ready? So
The honey is ready.
the honey is ready. We've actually kind of started marketing a little bit, and then I went and, not that we need it yet, we don't sell that much, but we went ahead and Sheridan Park Farms, I was watching his page and how he does farmers market and stuff. But we got our labels here that we ordered, and we're going to stick them on these, and then that's what they'll look like. Thank y'all. Well, I was saying, Sheridan Park Farms, I was watching him, and he goes to the markets, what's it called? The the produce.
It's like a fruit and vegetable and produce, or produce and meat market. It's kind of like
really just
kind of like a flea market.
Yeah,
but
just an open air market. I forget what they call them. It slipped my mind. But anyways, he goes to that, and then one of his episodes, he was talking about way he gets paid and stuff like that. Just breaking down his whole operation, and he uses a square, and he said it's just convenient. A lot of people don't have cash these days, so with that square, you can just swipe a card, whatever. I mean, everybody's walking through. I'd buy it, but I ain't got cash, or I ain't got no cash on me. All I got's card. You've got the square, and with that convenience on the one day, I mean, he sold. There was no telling how much of out on the square that people didn't have cash. But outside of that, it would break down hours of sales, when his peak times were, what he sold the most. It broke everything down, and so he, at the end of the day, he could look at his graphs, see when he was selling the most, see what he sold the most of, and it helps you in what you need to take to the market and stuff. So he liked it, so I looked into it, and they give me the square free, the one with the strip. It does the magnet strip, not the one that where you can stick the chip card in. It was going to cost us, I think, $35 to get that one. But we just thought the free one was the strip, and we was going to check it out, and then if it worked out and everything, then we could upgrade to the chip card one. But it only, I mean, it's, I thought it was minimal fees. It was 12%, 2%
plus 10%
per transaction,
plus 10 cents.
plus 10 cents per swipe. So, I mean, if you only sell one jar of honey, say you're selling them for $8, it's going to charge you 2% out of the $8 plus 10 cents. So, I didn't think it was that crazy. I mean, you don't have sales tax and all that other junk. And the way I'm running it, it's under the table. Uncle Sam has no business knowing what I'm selling and what I'm making. So, you're not paying sales tax. So we went ahead and ordered it, and it should be here Monday or Tuesday. So when we do start selling the pig that we got in, what we got left, we've already sold a whole one, and everybody's asking about that too. So when we start selling the hog or whatever, or the honey or the eggs, because the layers will be laying soon, hopefully. Like I said, you don't have a check or cash, we'll be able to accept card. But that's our honey pull for this time. I'm going to try to get this video put together and maybe put out tonight or tomorrow. And like I said before, everybody have a happy Father's Day. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe.